What was one of the surprises in the coverages you saw in the WNBA?
Ooh, I mean, a lot of trapping. Like, there's just so many athletic 5 players, and you need to score. Like, you need to execute. That's how you get people to stop trapping, you know. And honestly, early in the season, we weren't very good at that, and then we got a lot better. And honestly, I give Aaliyah Boston a lot of credit. I don't think you got to give a lot of credit to Aaliyah, but I think just the trapping. People can switch 1 through 5 or 1 through 4, and then you have a quick guard on you, but then you get switched and you have a longer, not as quick.
Reality is coming. Remember when Diana Taurasi said that about Caitlin Clark? Well, guess what happened next? In this explosive interview, Diana basically ate her words while sitting right next to Caitlin, who couldn't help but flash that confident smile we all know. The tension was real, but so was the respect. When Diana admitted Clark proved her wrong, you could see the passing of the torch happening right before our eyes. This wasn't just any interview. It was the moment the WNBA's past and future collided in the most unexpected way.
I think I got better at it.
And people think, and then people think basketball's easy. There's a lot to process
Split-second
in one
decisions.
pick and roll. Yeah, and that's what sets you and Sue apart, is like decisions that people miss. I mean, I think the hard hedge was always annoying. Being a bigger guard, I feel like little guards can split it, get around it. Like, I would always try to fight and go around, as you know. So probably the hedge was just annoying.
People are like top blocking you, like just how savvy you are to like fool them and fool the refs, and like the way you use screens. Like, honestly, like I just loved watching it up close. Like, it was impressive. Like, you could tell you played the game for a really long time.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. So what was this bombshell that had everyone talking? Cheryl Swoopes dropped what might be the most controversial WNBA claim of the year when she announced that the Indiana Fever locker room had turned toxic since Caitlin Clark joined the team. Let me tell you, this wasn't just some random comment dropped in passing. Swoopes claimed she had insider information, that she knew what was happening behind closed doors with the Fever. She painted this picture of veteran players seething with jealousy while their rookie teammates soaked up all the spotlight. The timing couldn't have been worse for Indiana. Here they were, trying to build chemistry with 7 brand new players, fighting to find their identity as a team after years of rebuilding. And suddenly this rumor drops like a bomb on their season. Imagine trying to figure out how to play together while everyone's asking if you secretly hate your teammate. That's exactly what these players faced every time they stepped out of the locker room. These rumors spread faster than highlights of a Clark no-look pass. Social media exploded. Every basketball account, every sports talk show, everyone had an opinion. The worst part, nobody had actual facts, just Swoopes' claims about unnamed sources and supposed jealousy. But that didn't stop people from choosing sides. Team Clark versus Team Veterans became the new battleground, with fans arguing about something none of them had firsthand knowledge about. Think about what this did to the team environment.
Yeah. Are we going to commercial break?
No, you gotta answer.
Okay,
We got time.
My favorite?
Wow. This is good for you. Your favorite.
This is
therapy. This is a therapy.
I got
Yeah, like,
Michael
see,
Price,
like,
isn't he a
I
Phoenix
just like
guy?
them to like actually have a conversation with you. Like, come on, like we just want to
Yes.
talk. Like, and obviously
I
there's
think
two sides to that always.
the
Like,
approach.
Technicals and ejections. Here's the time Diana got ejected and sent me this photo from the locker room.
Players' families were seeing these rumors online. Parents, siblings, spouses, all reading about how supposedly toxic their loved one's workplace had become. The media couldn't stop asking about it. Every press conference, every post-game interview, questions about locker room drama instead of basketball strategy or player development. How can you focus on improving your jump shot when reporters keep asking if you're jealous of your teammate? The specific accusation that veteran players resented Clark's endorsement deals and media attention added another layer of tension. These vets have been grinding for years, helping build the league to where it is today, only to have rumors suggest they were bitter about a rookie's success. Not just any rookie, one who was bringing unprecedented attention to their league. The narrative didn't even make logical sense, yet it gained traction anyway. Some analysts took it even further, predicting complete disaster for the Fever. They started talking about the team imploding, about how they'd never find their footing with all this supposed internal strife. These predictions became another distraction the team had to overcome. It's hard enough to build chemistry with 7 new players without everyone expecting you to fail because of made-up locker room issues.
The best thing about last year is like we honestly had so much fun together. Yeah, we lost our first 8 games or whatever, but like we wouldn't have won if we didn't have a tight-knit circle or a good locker room. And that's
AZ Fudd has 21 points.
There we go.
Malaysia for a while getting off, but it's still a 13-point game.
They just need to cut it to like 7 at going into the 4th, and they're good. You guys can be biased. I mean, want me to choose between South Carolina and UConn? Come on.
Yeah, that's true. That's not fair.
Yeah.
That's a bit unfair.
She's like, neither.
Yeah, I know.
I want to win.
I wouldn't root for if it was Iowa and Notre Dame playing right now. I'd be like,
I want you to think about your own job for a second. Imagine walking into your workplace every day while thousands of people online discuss how your coworkers supposedly can't stand you. How well would you perform? Would you be hesitant around those coworkers? Would you second guess everything they said to you? That's what Clark was dealing with, trying to navigate her rookie season while carrying this unnecessary weight. What made this situation even messier was the lack of concrete information. Swoopes never revealed her sources. She never provided specific examples or named which veterans supposedly had issues. It was all vague accusations that couldn't be directly addressed because there weren't specific claims to refute. Just this cloud of negativity hanging over the team during a crucial development period. For weeks, this narrative dominated WNBA discussions. The Fever couldn't escape it no matter how they performed on the court. Every win was despite the locker room issues. Every loss was because of the toxic environment. The team couldn't just be a basketball team finding their way. They became a drama for public consumption.
And being able to play out of that, like it's hard. Like you and your post player have to be on the same page, but also like once you get the advantage and have a 4-on-3, like people don't realize how good of a passer she is. Like she's a really good passer.
Yeah.
There was a few games there where she almost got a triple-double just because she like moves and distributes the ball really well. So
you guys make it before it even happens, and that's why it's, you know.
Okay, so now that you're retired, Dee, you can be honest. What was the most difficult pick and roll coverage for you?
Then came the opportunity Caitlin Clark needed, a high-profile interview with WNBA legends Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi, 2 of the greatest to ever play the game, sitting across from the rookie who'd been at the center of this storm. If there was ever a perfect platform to address these rumors, this was it. These weren't just random interviewers, these were respected veterans whose opinions carried significant weight in the basketball world. Sitting across from 2 of the most respected players in WNBA history, Clark didn't just defend herself, she shattered the rumors with a confidence that immediately changed the entire vibe of the conversation. When Bird and Taurasi opened that door to discuss the supposed locker room tension, Clark didn't hesitate for even a second. You could see it in her eyes, that look that says, "I've been waiting for this moment." She didn't just disagree with the rumors, she completely dismantled them with the kind of authority that made everyone watching realize we'd been fed a false narrative. What was most impressive wasn't just her denial, it was how she flipped the entire story on its head. Clark didn't get defensive or angry when addressing these claims. Instead, she calmly but firmly stated that everything people had been hearing was completely untrue. The conviction in her voice was impossible to miss. This wasn't some carefully crafted PR response. This was genuine frustration at having her team's chemistry questioned by someone who wasn't even in the locker room. "We have so much fun together," Clark explained, her words carrying that undeniable ring of truth that comes from lived experience rather than hearsay. Can you imagine how frustrating it must be to hear complete fabrications about your workplace relationships when you're actually enjoying your teammates? She didn't just stop at denying the toxicity, she painted a completely different picture of the Fever locker room that made Swoopes' claims look ridiculous by comparison. The power in Clark's response came from specificity. She didn't just say, "We all get along great," and leave it at that. She talked about their off-court activities together, the ways they were bonding as a group, and how these relationships were strengthening every single day. Clark specifically pointed out that their team unity was actually the reason they managed to turn things around after their difficult start to the season. That's not just countering the rumor, that's flipping it completely upside down. What's crazy is how she described the Fever as a tight-knit circle that worked through challenges together. Think about that phrase for a second. Tight-knit circle. That's literally the opposite of a toxic, divided locker room, and the way she said it wasn't defensive, it was matter of fact, like she was simply correcting an obvious mistake. The confidence with which she spoke told you everything you needed to know about the truth of the situation. The body language during this exchange was telling too, as Clark systematically took down these rumors. You could see Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi nodding along, buying every word. These aren't just random former players. These are two of the most respected voices in women's basketball history. Their nonverbal approval spoke volumes. They weren't just being polite interviewers. They genuinely believed what Clark was saying, and their reactions only strengthened her case. What makes this shutdown even more impressive is that Clark never once mentioned Swoopes by name. She didn't make it personal or try to attack the messenger. She simply addressed the message itself and corrected the record. That's a veteran move from a rookie, taking the high road while still being direct about the falsehood. She didn't need to create new drama by attacking Swoopes. She just needed to state the truth, and she did exactly that. The moment Clark finished addressing the rumors, you could feel the energy shift in the interview. Bird and Taurasi immediately transitioned to basketball questions, showing that they considered the matter settled. There was no need to press further or dig deeper. Clark had spoken with such conviction that the rumors were effectively dead right then and there. That's how you know someone has definitively ended a conversation, when everyone involved feels comfortable moving on immediately. What this interview revealed wasn't just Clark's ability to handle media pressure, it showed her leadership qualities. When faced with a potential team-dividing narrative, she didn't add fuel to the fire or create additional tension. Instead, she diffused the situation entirely, protecting her teammates and their collective chemistry in the process. She showed everyone why she's quickly becoming the face of the league, not just for her on-court skills, but for her maturity in handling off-court challenges. When it comes down to it, Caitlin Clark just showed us why she's already becoming the face of the WNBA. It's not just her skills on the court, it's how she handles herself when the pressure's on off the court too. She didn't get defensive or start pointing fingers. Instead, she calmly shut down those toxic rumors with class. That's what real leaders do. They don't feed into drama, they rise above it. Clark showed everyone that the Indiana Fever are building something special with her as their cornerstone. That the haters can keep talking, but Clark's letting her game and her character do all the responding.